This is Professor Hazera again, and I'll probably just end up doing two videos here because I think it's shorter than I thought. So in the first video, I introduced the concept of activity-based costing, and I also introduced the example. Okay, so just to very quickly review, we had a company which makes two products, a classic stanchion, which are the barriers with rope and fancy poles to separate crowds at events. And so they had two types of stanchions, a standard one, which does not require design, and one which does require design. And these, by assumption in the example, these are the costs that are going to be distributed to the two products. These are $1,810,000. And these are the numbers of activities for each type of activity. So we're saying I had gone over the types of activities up here in general, but we're saying in order to make and sell these stanchions, there's going to be customer orders, product design, and product design is going to be the cost that really differs between the activity and cost, which differs between the two types, because one is a standard type, which doesn't take any design. The other one is our custom products stanchions, which require a lot of design. And then you had a couple of activities which regarding order size, which is measured by number of machine hours. I question that a little bit. That's the example. And customer relations, which is the number of active customers, which would make some sense, but in real life you would imagine that fancier products, people that order fancier products are a different type of customer than customers who order just standard products. But okay, but there's some sense there, number of active customers. They're assuming all customers are the same, which is not true. But anyway, we'll go with it. And then finally, this is where we start the Excel table. And this is where this is how, by assumption, the different costs in each production, these are the percentages of the cost which are assigned to the different activities. So 25% of indirect faculty wages go to filling customer orders. That makes some sense. 40% go to product design, which is probably just the custom stanchions, then order size and customer relations. So this seems to be the company where the factory itself does some of the ordering, and maybe the design department works there, and they also work with customer orders and customer relations. And then there are other departments which are more production oriented, and then finally you have the general administrative department and the marketing department. Okay, and so this is where this table here is where we're going to start. That's this table right here, same table. We're going to start the process here, and what we're going to do first is based on these percentages, which are given the problem, and also based on these costs by department, which are also given the problem. By the way, for a total of $1,810,000, we're just going to take those percentages, and based on those percentages, probably they're based on history or some sort of study, we're going to assign these costs to these activities based on probably these historical percentages. Okay, so let's do this. You know that customer orders, the indirect factory wages in the factory, 25% of that is for customer orders. So we're just going to take the total indirect factory wages and take it times the assumed percentage. Let's do that again. We're going to take the total factory wages and take it times the assumed percentage dedicated to customer orders. We got 125,000. Now, the easiest way to do this in Excel, if we just freeze this L here, we can copy up or down. So we'll just go ahead and copy across. Okay, and those are correct. You notice that 500,000 times 40% is equal to 200,000, 500,000. Just look at the equation here. Those two numbers there, and this one is those two numbers there. That look correct, and those others are the same. Okay, and if you do it that way, I believe just by freezing, by the way, the L, it seems to me logically that you should be able to almost copy this all the way down. That looks correct. I'm going to go ahead and take out these two rows and these two rows because they're meaningless. Okay, so what we're saying here, and I'm going to go ahead and underline the totals here. Let's go ahead and there's your totals. So your total overhead is $1,810,000. Of that, $320,000 is related to customer orders. $252,000 is related to product design. Order size, $380,000 is related to order size, and $367,500 is related to customer relations, and $430,500 is related to other. Now I have this little box here, and this is a reminder as these two costs. Apparently, the company does not distribute between the two products customer relations cost and other. And that's by assumption. My assumption in real life would be that customer relations would be more important for custom products than it is for standard products. They're two different types of customers. So, in real life, you'd want to drill down to those types of customers and see if you could improve your system that way. But we'll just go with the example here. Okay, so what we've done here is we've taken this total, 1,810,000, and divided it among the different types of activities, which include customer orders, product design, order size, customer relations, and other. Okay, then our next thing we're going to do here is we've got to calculate, in a sense, unit rates. Okay, and so what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and copy down these numbers here, the total cost. We're going to take the total cost for each activity and divide it by the number of the measurement, basically, for that type of activity. Okay, so we're going to take 310, and we're dividing by 1,000 orders. Now, these activity levels come from the problem itself. Okay, so if you go back here to the notes, you will see, I think it was up here, that here's your activity levels: 1,000 customer orders, 400 product designs, order size. They're using machine hours to measure order size. That's questionable. Customer relations, number of active customers, like I said. And that one makes sense, but you want to drill down maybe a little more in real life. See what different types of customers you have. So those are assumed. These costs right here. This cost right here is from the total cost from this table that we just did. And that's all we're going to do is we're just going to take our total costs and put them and divide them by the activity level. So we're going to get, let's see, we're going to get for this one here, 1470 per customer, and other is not allocated. Customer relations, I believe, are also not allocated. We'll go with the example. But anyway, so what we're saying is each of the two products is going to take a different number of customer orders, designs, and if I recall this problem, all the product designs, all those 400 designs are for the custom stanchions, an order size, and then average order size for each product, I guess, and then customer relations. That kind of makes sense. Okay, then we go down here, and now we're going to assign, the official name for this is we're going to assign overhead to cost objects. Really, the two cost objects we have are the standard stanchions and the custom stanchions. Now, this text in here, I have brought it over, hopefully, from the notes. If not, we'll just go by assumption here. The notes give you, these are the way, this is just from the notes. here. And there's only two activities that go into standard stanchions that we're going to use, and that is customer orders, I believe, and the number of machine hours. So let's just go back. Order size, and let's go back to the table here. Okay, so standard stanchions, 30,000 units were ordered during the year, comprising 600 separate orders. So 600 of the orders went to these 1,000 went to the standard stanchions, and down here there were 400 orders for custom stanchions. So of these orders right here, 600 went to standard, 400 went to custom. That makes a little bit of sense. Okay, and each of the standard stations requires 35 minutes for a total of 17,500 machine hours. So the only two activities that we're going to use to allocate costs for the standard product is customer orders and order size, which are the machine hours. So I'll just put an X here. This is what check here. We're going to allocate two activities into standard stanchions, and then for product stanchions, the main thing about the custom stanchions is that they require design resources. So there were 400 customer orders for the custom stanchions. There were 400 designs. That's the major one. There's no designs for the standard. There are 400 designs for the custom. Some orders require more than one unit. A total of customs produced during the year. And 2,500 machine hours. So we're going to allocate, there's 5 activity cost pools. We're going to allocate 2 to the standard, leaving out design, and we're going to allocate 3 to the custom. And I believe that we're going to leave out other and some other thing. Okay, so here's what we got. We got, for the standard, we got 600 customer orders and 17,500 machine hours. And, those are these numbers right here. It's we've got 600. I'm going to go ahead and erase this to show you where I'm getting these from. Okay, so from the text, we've got 600 orders for customer design, customer orders. There's no design for the standard stanchion, and then order size. Our order size is for these is 17,500. Or there's machine hours, and they're using machine hours to measure order size. It might make some sense because more machine hours go into larger orders and fewer machine hours go into one order. Still some questionability there. So that's from the text. And the activity here, the total activity, the activity rate, what am I saying? The activity rate, we just calculated. The activity rate for customer orders is $300 per design. We don't have to worry about it because no designs going in anyway. And then for order size, in terms of machine hours, the per rate is $19 per machine hour. So here's what we get. We're just assigning 2 activity pools to the standard stanchions, and so we're only concerned about customer orders. There's a lot of there's 600 customer orders here, 400 for the custom. So we're going to assign based on that there's more customer orders for the standard stanchions. We're going to assign based on 600 versus 400. We're going to assign $192,000 of cost, which is going to be more than for the custom stanchions. And then order size per machine hour, cost per machine hour is 17,500. So it may imply that the order size for the standard is bigger. However, they don't require any design. Now we come down here to the standard. Okay, and based on the text up here, these are the 3 markers. There's 400 customer orders, 400 designs, and 2,500 machine hours. So let's go down here, and for the standard stanchions, what am I saying? Come down here, and the per rate for customer orders we already know. We have to come up here is 320. The product design cost per design, which is not a cost that went into standard stanchions, is 630, and the order size is per order. Or it's per machine hour. Just a minute. This is per machine hour is equal to $19. There it is right there. Is $19. Okay, and the number of customer orders for, this is from the text above, is 400. It's from right here. It's 400 here. Number of customer orders, product design, there were 400 product designs. That's from the text up here too. So we had 400 customer orders here, 400 designs, and 2,500 machine hours. We got 400, 400, and 2,500. 400, 400, and 2,500. Okay, so we're going to assign, of the 1,810,000, we're going to assign overhead of 524,500 to the standard stanchions, and we're going to assign costs of 427,500 to the custom stanchions. So the standard gets 524,500 and the custom gets 427,500. The big difference is in product design. These standard ones require no product design, and a lot of product design costs go into the custom stanchions. And you can see where, because of this, the per unit price you may want to charge for custom versus standard. Custom would be more because of the design costs. Okay, so now here's what we're going to do. I'll erase these numbers just to show you where I'm getting them from. Okay, and you can already see where I'm getting this from. Standard stanchions, I'm just copying this down. Customer orders, 192,000. Product design is equal to 0. And order size is 332,500. I guess it takes more machine hours. It makes sense. More machine hours going to bigger order sizes. Okay, and then for the custom stanchions, 128 for customer orders, 252 for product design, and 447,500 for that one. So that's what you got. Now, the way to reconcile this thing is we have allocated costs between 3 of the cost pools: customer orders, activities, product design, and order size. Okay, now there are 2 activities which are not, according to the example, are not going to be allocated. One is customer relations. So what I've got to do is go up here and get the total costs for customer relations. Those total costs seem to be, let me make sure here. Those total costs are $367,500. And then the other category, you don't know what's in there, is going to be $430,500. Okay, so the subtotal of unallocated costs is $798,000. Let me see this for a second. 36,500, and the total cost here should be something is missing here on this table. I'm hoping I can catch it so I don't have to redo this video. Let's see here. 2560, 4880, 160, 22.5, 25,010. check this here. It is off by 60. Adding them up separately because I have a feeling Excel may be playing a trick here. 60,000. Nope, Excel's fine. So, our total should be 320 plus 252 plus 380 plus that subtotal there is 1,710,000. And so I'm $60,000 off, and I think I know where that's coming from. This right here. For some reason or other, oh, I didn't take that. That should be that right there. Okay, so that gives you 490,500. Finally found my 60. And then our total cost allocated is 367.5 plus 490,500, which gives you total overhead that was allocated to these two products, 524,500, 427,500 to the custom, 524,500 to the standard. And if you take these allocated costs and add the two types of costs which are not allocated, you should get the total, which is 1,810,000. And that does equal the total 1,810,000. Okay, so I'll put this video up, even with my little mistake at the end. I just caught that little Excel mistake I made, but it should be okay. And then I'll go ahead and load the problem. These are good videos. This is a mechanical process. There's a logic to it, and if you're doing this in real life, obviously, you're going to run into a lot of issues as to how you measure certain activities. But this is the overall process. Anyway, thank you very much, and please stay well.